Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Legendary Leaders or Legend Leaders, depending upon where you're listening in. I am always happy to have you joining me. Today, I want you to walk away understanding that too much is just right. Now you're probably going, what in the heck are you talking about, Katrina? Too much is just right. Now, if you know anything about me, if you know anything about Legend Leaders, then you know that I empower women to create, run, and grow their own businesses, right? That's my primary focus. But just like we all do throughout our entire careers, our lives, we find ways to silence ourselves or not be our true, authentic selves. And there's a multitude of reasons for that. But most of the time, it comes from when we're growing up and we're always told things like, you're too loud. You're too smart. You need to slow down a little bit. You're not going to make as many friends if you're too smart. You solve problems too quickly. You're too supportive. You have too many expectations. I mean, not everyone can run as fast as you or think as fast as you or can solve problems or run a business or create a marketing strategy like you. If you want to have friends, slow down. Now, I don't know about you, but I was told different things like that. Not necessarily from my family. It doesn't have to come from your parents. It just comes in, right? And if you have kids, you understand that. You're watching this happen with your kids, just like I'm watching it with mine. You know, they're all told, and especially girls, you're just a little too much. If you want to be liked, back off a little bit. Well, in that same nature, I had been backing off a little bit because my nature is I'm direct and I'm humbly confident, right? It's not an arrogance, it's just a confidence, it's just a comfort of being in my own skin. And if you're comfortable in your own skin, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And you probably have people mistake that confidence for maybe a little arrogance. So you understand what I'm talking about. But when you get into business, right, for the very first time, there's a piece of you that says, oh crap, I've got to care now. I need to care what people think. I need to be cognizant of their perspectives because I need people to like me to be able to run a successful business, right? And I would tell you that, yes, you need some people to like you to run a successful business. You need your people to like you to run a successful business. And the other people who don't like you, that's the whole point. We're here to repel, right? And we talk about that. And I've talked about that in many episodes in the past, especially on the podcast, that we have to attract our people, our group, our tribe, our crew, whatever you want to call it, okay? And we have to repel those that we're not here to serve. And that's just how a good business works. Well, I had been focusing in personally, and I hadn't been repelling everyone because I was so focused on figuring out who I needed to serve best. And so I'm here to tell you that too much is just right. That is the new pathway that we're going down in Legend Leaders. And I'm so excited to announce this because it is near and dear to my heart. I mean, this is at the core who I am, and I can identify with this. And I know through friends, acquaintances, conversations with just people that I run into, that this resonates with a lot of women. And so let me tell you what this means. When I say too much is just right, what I mean is when you are told that you are too much in the corporate world, understand and know that you are just right in the entrepreneurial world. Now, that may take a second to sink in, but think about it this way. When you are having a meeting with your boss or you're having conversations with peers and you're pushing and you are solving problems and you're very direct and you're ready to solve that problem yesterday, you see the sense of urgency because you're focused on the customer. You know that if you fall in love with your customer, not the product, the customer, then everything that you do will keep you one step ahead. And there always needs to be a sense of urgency when you're serving your customer. But a lot of people don't see that. And so your push, your drive turns into you're too much, right? You're too smart. You're too solution oriented. You're too focused on having everyone perform at minimally the same level, if not better, right? We do. We have expectations. Strong leaders, good leaders of people and of business, we have expectations because we have high expectations of ourselves. But when we get into the corporate world, the rules that exist in that corporate world don't necessarily support us. They help the other leaders who are already there, that have made their entire career there out of 20, 30 years, right? Those rules support them. And so when you come in and you are strong and confident and capable and you're handling problems and you're not sitting back and letting anybody else necessarily have a turn, you let people have a turn, but you're not sitting back on purpose and being the last to speak because you feel like your ideas aren't valuable. You're just an equal contributor to the team. But you don't fit into those old rules, right? You just don't. Because your focus is faster and you're better and you're stronger and you're smarter and you are the type of leader that most of us that are smart, we want you on our team because you are better than us at whatever your skill set is, and we need that. We need you to be better. We want you to be better, right? And you know exactly what I'm talking about. When you build a team, you want everyone on your team to be smarter, faster, better, more focused on the customer. You want them to be too much. Because too much means that you don't have to push them, okay? You don't have to push them forward to perform. But you being told that you're too much is a problem in your corporate career because there are a couple of things that have probably happened. And let me walk you through and let's see if this resonates with you. The first thing is you start thinking, oh, crap, I can't really be me. I have to be a new me. I have to only share pieces of me. It's not safe to share the entire full me, because I'm told that I'm too much. I can't communicate effectively. I don't partner well. People don't understand why I'm so focused on getting things done now. And so they feel pressured and even offended or intimidated by my approach and my focus. And so you start trying to be less than. You start trying to be less of yourself. You are always supportive. You always collaborate and cooperate and support, and you come together well on a team. But now instead of being an equal contributor, you're stepping back and you're sitting back because you're not quite sure how to not be you. And just to communicate and share and be strong and confident in who you are, if you can't do that, it's very difficult to be that equal contributor. So you share, but it's a very thoughtful share. It's a very reserved share. It's this idea that, okay, I'll hold back pieces of me. I'll fit into, I'm a square peg, but I'm going to fit into that round hole because that's where I want to be. And I know that as I get additional promotions, I'm going to earn the right to have the influence and then change these rules. And that's what a lot of us think. I will tell you that, at one point in my career, that's what I thought. And yet when we get into those positions of authority, we still have someone who's above us. We still have, a C-suite leader. If we're a C-suite leader, we have the CEO. And if we don't have the CEO, we have the board, right? And what we have to quickly realize, and if you haven't realized it yet, I want you to let this sink in. What will happen is that the board is still going to expect you to follow the rules because the rules got them put on the board. The rules are there. They're always going to serve someone, but they're not going to necessarily serve you. So the challenge for you today is to realize a couple of things. Number one, you are perfect just as you are. You have been given a gift. We've all been given gifts. But you've been given a gift to solve, run, move forward, lead, whatever it is. You've been given a gift to do those things in a very unique way, in a way that is needed in this world. Now, it may not be needed in the corporate world. It may not be needed in the corporation that you're in, but it is needed. And so the first thing, again, is to realize you are perfect as you are. Your gift is your gift. Do not change who you are to fit in. You are meant to give your gift. And if you change who you are, you're not going to give your gift. So that's number one. Number two is to then look around and figure out how you can still give your gift and be who you are. And I will tell you, through experience and through talking with clients and building relationships and just having amazing friendships with wonderful, wonderfully smart, brilliant women that are out there, the solution is to start your own business. It really is. Because you go from an area where you are asking for a seat at the table, asking for people to acknowledge your gifts, asking for permission to be who you are, to then going and creating your own table, right? You don't need a seat at that table. Let's just create our own. Create your own table, create the rules that you're going to play by, still give your gifts to the world, and do it in a way that empowers you. So then you don't wake up every day feeling like I must be so grateful to this company because they gave me this chance and I'm not perfect yet. They're trying to help me become who I need to be. At some point, you're going to quickly realize, and I hope that that's today if you haven't already realized it and you're in that boat. You will quickly realize that you are amazing. And people are holding you back for fear that if the rules change, it won't benefit them. They won't be able to survive in that environment. And I know that these statements are probably going to make some people very angry. And, again, that's the whole attract the people that align with you and repel the people that don't. I'm okay with that because I'm here. I'm your advocate. I am your advocate. I see you. I see you trying to change who you are to fit into the rules, right? That round hole, and you're the square peg, and you're supposed to be square for a reason. You're supposed to take your gifts and make the world better. There are people that are out there that need you just as you are. And you're not meant to fit into that round hole, even though many times we desperately want to. So, those are the two things I want you to do. You're perfect as you are. Recognize it. Own it. Step into your true self. And then number two, think about the fact that instead of changing those rules, just create your own. And I want you to realize that too much is just right. Go and be legendary.